Good evening and welcome to NewsCenter. I'm Cecil Pergram.
And I'm Shelby Steele. This is your news for October 6, 2011.
The play NewsCenter started this Tuesday. NewsCenter has more.
Morehead State University's Department of Music, Theater, and Dance hosted their annual fall musical titled NewsCenter this Tuesday. The director of NewsCenter, Lisa Morse, says a lot of people are in for a treat.
5 nuns, the Little Sisters of Hoboken, who are putting together a fundraiser to raise money to bury 5 dead sisters who are now being housed in the freezer.
Some of the actors in NewsCenter say there is a lot of similarities and differences between themselves and the characters.
I have to say my character in real life and her are quite different. I'm not a dancer at all. I try really hard. She's a full, like, this is her passion, this is her life. And I love musical theater, but I like a lot of other different things. But I guess our similarities would be that we're both, youngsters trying to figure out what we want to do in life, and I can relate to her on that aspect.
Sister Mary Amnesia, who's really forgetful, and she's kind of the silly, goofy one. So I guess, yeah, that does appeal to me because I do like to be silly and goofy and forgetful, but she's very funny and comes up with the craziest things like ventriloquism with a puppet. I don't do that in real life.
Morse says the most important thing about planning a play is scheduling.
The greatest challenge is making sure that the students aren't overwhelmed with all of the obligations they have. So creating a reasonable rehearsal schedule that fits within that larger scheme is always a big challenge. But within a typical evening of rehearsal, for example, you would have 1 to 1.5 hours of music rehearsal. And then if there's opportunities to take a student out to work on a particular scene or monologue, I would do that, and the music director would work with someone else. The choreographer would maybe work with 2 people while the music director works on a solo. Maybe I work on a monologue. So you have 3 rooms operating simultaneously.
NewsCenter is very audience-oriented. Morse says if there will be any conflicts, it will be due to lack of participation from the audience.
Opening night is usually the most stressful. Especially, I would have to say, for this show. This show is a very audience interactive production. So up to now we've had the technical crew and the directors and the choreographers and so forth in the audience. And so the actors are familiar with their audience. Now they're going to be thrown into a situation where they're improvising with complete strangers.
Franklin tells us about the stressful yet beneficial aspects of Play Week.
Even though it is stressful, it's probably the most fun that I have all semester long. The rehearsals and stuff like that help prepare you for what's to come, but I think those are more stressful than the actual play week itself, because at the end of the day, seeing all of your friends and family coming out to watch you and praise everything that you've done and just showing them how much hard work you've put into it, I think that trumps the whole stressfulness of that week.
Co-founder and ex-CEO of Apple, Steve Jobs, passed away last night at age of 56. While no specific reason was given for his passing, he had been battling cancer since 2004 and received a liver transplant in 2009. Jobs dropped out of college and co-founded Apple in 1976. By early 2000s, Steve Jobs and Apple had revolutionized technology with the introduction of the iPod and improved Mac computers. They went on to release the iPhone, the iPad, and continued improving upon iPods and Mac computers in the following years. Apple released a statement expressing their deep sadness and sending condolences to the family.
According to a Franklin County Sheriff's Office press release, 24 people have been indicted in an organized crime drug ring. The 24 people are accused of traveling to Florida to obtain high quantities of Percocets and other drugs to distribute in Kentucky. Engaging in organized crime is a Class B felony and could carry a sentence of 10 to 20 years in prison. The initial investigation into the crime began 7 months ago. The indictments began being handed down Wednesday.
MSU students had the opportunity to meet with documentary filmmaker Jean Donahue while she was here on campus showing her film Coal Black Voices. NewsCenter's Ariel Ross has more.
NewsCenter had the opportunity to speak with Jean Donahue about her experience as a filmmaker while she was here at MSU.
I started as an experimental filmmaker in 1979, and I started doing documentary because of my interest in social change around 1983. And so I work with an organization called Media Working Group, and we're a kind of a collective of filmmakers. And this has enabled me to do my work over the last, 25 years or so, because it's not easy to work by yourself. And so it's really nice to have people around you who are supportive and who can work with you and who support what you're doing.
NewsCenter asked Ms. Donahue to give some advice to production students and filmmakers just starting out.
Find people that you like and who you can work with. It's really difficult to do this stuff by yourself, and it actually isn't that much fun by yourself. So I encourage people to gather as co-ops, as organizations, and find people that you like to work together and take the long view toward the work and support each other.
Ms. Donahue told NewsCenter how she felt about her documentary, Coal Black Voices.
It is a special film. It's an important film because it shows how a group of poets basically organize themselves and in order to improve, to work together, to produce their work collectively. And as I said, it's very difficult as an artist to produce by yourself. And the Appalachian Poets created an organization that helped everybody, not just one or two stars, but to help everybody and to bring everybody forward.
For NewsCenter, this is Ariel Ross.
We'll be right back after the break with Rachel Stadelman and a quick look at weather.
Hey man, you're not supposed to be smoking on campus. Don't listen to him. It isn't like anyone's gonna know he's smoking a cigarette. That's a really bad idea. Remember, Morehead State University is a tobacco-free campus.
I'm thirsty, but I don't have any beaker bucks. Why don't you go down to the pod store? They'll accept your flex dollars. Oh man, that's a good idea. Hey man, can you grab some chips while you're out? Fine.
Food, drinks, anything you might need. Come check out the Pod Store today, located in the first floor of Alumni Tower.
When you got some homework and you need a place to go, when you're working on a project and your computer is slow, there's a little place on campus that I think that you should know about. The first story of the library is what I'm talking about. Walk past Java City and then you will see the new commons area is where you should be. They got computers and printers, couches, tables and more. It's the perfect place to go for study time galore.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. Right now in Morehead, we're seeing mostly clear conditions, a warm temperature seen at 77 degrees and a cool dew point at 42 degrees. We haven't seen some warm temperatures all week, and we're going to continue to see them throughout the weekend and into next week. But back in 1937, we hit the record temperature high of 89 degrees, and in 1943, we saw the low of 28 degrees. Not anywhere close to any of these temperatures, but we are seeing clear skies all across the bluegrass, and we also are going to continue to see those clear skies until the start of next week, when we'll see a few showers roll into Moorhead. But like I said, warm temperatures all across the bluegrass. 83 degrees, the hot spot over in Bowling Green, and also the hot spot over in Louisville sitting at 83 degrees. A little bit cooler over here in eastern Kentucky, 77 degrees in London. Jackson sitting at 79 degrees. Ashland also sitting at 77 degrees. Lexington sitting at 80. The capital of Frankfort sitting at 79 degrees. And up in northern Kentucky, Covington is sitting at 77 degrees. Like I said, we'll continue to see these clear skies and these warm temperatures for the rest of the week and into parts of next week. And in the next segment, I'll let you know all about that, plus the 5-day forecast for here in Moorhead. But right now, we're going to take it back to the News Center desk with Shelby Steele and News Center Notices.
Welcome back to News Center Notices. This week, I'm here with the president of Pi Kappa Phi, Glenn Means, who just nationally received an award. Glenn, thank you for coming on the show this week.
Thank you.
So, can you explain to me and the viewers about the award that you won?
Well, last week I actually got a call about 3 weeks ago that was just, it just impacted my life a lot. The CEO of Pi Kappa Phi fraternity actually called me, and when you get a call from Mark, it's usually a bad thing. So I was really shaken up a little bit, and I was like, okay, what is it? What do we do? And he said, actually, it's not bad news at all. It's actually good news. I just wanted to call and congratulate you because we selected you to be the National Archon of the Year, which Archon is the equivalent to President. And I was just shocked. I couldn't believe that I'd actually received this honor. I actually thought he had the wrong number, to be honest. So he really brightened my day. I was on my way to a meeting in Louisville that day, and it really just went to show me that nationally people were actually looking at every organization of Pi Cap, not just the big one, big class of men and other like Purdue University. They're actually looking at Moorhead State. So I was very glad to see that.
So is there a certain criteria that you have to meet, like send in an application or?
Yeah, there actually is an application process. I submitted it, it's been about 5 or 6 months ago, so I actually thought that they'd already selected it and went on. I didn't check up on it. I was just waiting to hear from them. So when I got the call that evening, I was just very excited that I was awarded this honor. And when I submitted the application, like I said, my total application was probably 40 or some pages long. I took a lot of work I put into it, but I was determined that I was going to make sure that they knew what Moorhead State Delta Eta chapter of Pi Kappa is doing here and what I'm doing to sustain the chapter. So it was very exciting to see that they're actually looking at those different criteria, such as involvement on campus, involvement in the community, and just your different attributes that you possess to do the position.
So now not only are you known through Moorhead, now you're known nationally. Can you tell us how you feel about that?
Well, it's always great to be known on your campus just because, like I said, in my role as, also Pi Kappa president and SGA president, I'm able to address student concerns and meet plenty of different constituencies here that to address their student concerns. But to be recognized on the national level really means a lot because that just goes to show you that people are actually looking at all the work across the board. You think they're just looking at those, like I said before, those bigger institutions that have those big numbers, like 200 men fraternities, and we have a smaller chapter here of 40 to 50 members. So it's nice to see that we're going not going unnoticed, and we're being noticed and recognized for all the work, especially for our chapter and individual members as well.
So can you tell me what your fraternity does around campus?
Well, we do a lot of philanthropy. We work with people with disabilities. We just got finished this past week with No Boundaries Week, which is where we partner up with different organizations such as Special Olympics. We also have a partner organization called Horizon Village where we go visit them once a week and play games with them and just, show them that we're there for them. We can talk to them about everything, concerning that. We raised about $4,000 this year, so we're very happy. We've always been ranked in the top 5 of fundraising, so we've been very excited that we're able to do this and help people with disabilities.
All right, well, thank you for coming on the show this week, Glenn.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be right back after the break with Rachel Saddleman and another look at weather and Kyle McKenzie with sports. So you know what you're going to do now?
Well, I just got out of class.
Ah!
Hey guys, there's a Halloween costume contest going on. You want to go?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yo, what? You should try this.
What?
is amazing.
Fired Up Grill. Burgers any way you want them. Located in the Adrian Dorn University Center. Come get a better burger today.
Eagle Trace Golf Course is just minutes from Moorhead, Kentucky, right off the Sharkey Farmers exit. Bring your friends and family for a fun and affordable round of golf. The course features a driving range, putting green, and a special discount for MSU students. Call 606-783-9073 to arrange your tee time or group outing.
Welcome back to NewsCenter. Right now in Moorhead, we're seeing mostly clear conditions with a warm temperature of 77 degrees. We have seen some warm temperatures this whole entire week. Unlike the past several weeks, we're seeing some cooler temperatures and then warming things up, but we've seen warm temperatures all across the week, and we're going to continue to see those for the rest of the weekend and into parts of next week. We have a low humidity at only 27%, and the winds are very calm at only 3 miles per hour coming from the east-northeast. But clear skies all across the Commonwealth, like I said. We're going to continue to see those clear skies for the rest of the week. We will see a chance of storms at the beginning of next week, but nothing major. Clear skies to continue and warm temperatures coming with these clear skies. 83 degrees, the hot spot down in Bowling Green. 83 degrees also over in Louisville. A little bit cooler temperatures over here in eastern Kentucky. 77 is the high in London. 79 degrees over in Jackson. 77 also up in Ashland. Lexington sitting at 80 degrees. Frankfort, the capital, sitting at 79 degrees, and up in northern Kentucky, Covington is also sitting at 77 degrees. So warm temperatures all across the state, and we are seeing warm temperatures in parts of our area, but we are seeing some cooler temperatures in different parts of the nation. California is sitting at some lower 60 degrees right now because they're seeing some rain showers move through, and parts of Colorado are sitting in the lower 30s because they are seeing some snow showers move in right now. Florida only sitting at about 84 degrees right now. That's because they are also seeing some rain showers. Now let's take a look at these. Just a few scattered storms down in Florida that's producing a couple inches of rain, but nothing too major. The big concern right now is over in parts of Colorado. They are seeing some snow showers. By the time that this storm system moves through, they could see about 6 inches all the way up into 16 inches of snow once this is done. But California is just looking at a mix of rain and snow right now. Mostly rain moving through those areas, and that's just cooling down their temperatures a little bit. They'll see those taper off into this weekend. And cloud coverage, just due to most of these storm systems are moving through, most of it over here in the west. Not too much cloud coverage down in Florida due to those storm systems moving through. But like I said, clear skies all across the Commonwealth, and we're going to continue to see those clear skies for the rest of the weekend. But tonight in Moorhead, mostly clear skies with a low of 49 degrees. So fairly cooler night tonight, but things will warm back up tomorrow. The high of 81 degrees tomorrow. So continue to see these warm temperatures with mostly sunny conditions. Now let's take a look at this 5-day forecast for Moorhead. Like I said, tomorrow the high of 81 degrees and the low of 50, so fairly warmer night tomorrow. Saturday, temperatures cooling down just slightly, the high of 79 degrees and the low of 47. Sunday, the high of only 77 with mostly sunny conditions once again, the low of 49. And Monday, this is when we're going to see temperatures cool down, and then we're going to see some clouds roll in about Monday with a high of only 76 and the low of 52. Then Tuesday, things a little bit different. We are seeing the temperatures drop, only the high of 71 and the low of 52, but that is when the chance of rain showers are going to continue. So, great weekend for football since it's here at home. So we'll see warm temperatures, clear skies, so great time to go out. But then we're going to see that rain come back. So maybe next week will actually be the start of fall. We'll get this good week, and then maybe we'll see fall finally come.
I'm not going to complain. As long as we can have 70-degree weather, we ain't going to have that many opportunities with the winter coming up and fall ahead of us. So as many times as we
That's
can get
true.
it.
We'll take it while we can. Now we'll go to Kyle McKenzie with NewsCenter Sports.
Your home for the Morehead State Eagles, this is NewsCenter Sports.
Morehead State Soccer Eagles picked up their first Ohio Valley Conference win over the weekend. The Eagles beat Tennessee Tech Sunday with a 1-0 win. Freshman forward Elizabeth Tresnick scored the goal, making it her second of the season. The win puts the Eagles at 5-4-3 overall and 1-1 in OVC play. In addition to their win, senior defense Stephanie Gildahouse and goalkeeper Katie Blevins have been named the OVC Players of the Week for their respective positions. The Morehead State Volleyball Eagles sophomore Aaron Bohannon and junior setter Caitlin Clark have been named OVC Players of the Week. This was Clark's fourth consecutive Setter of the Week win, but was Bohannon's first Player of the Week achievement for Best Offensive Player. This follows the Eagles' recent three-game road trip where they defeated Southern Illinois University, Edwinsville, 3-0, Eastern Illinois 3-0, and Tennessee State 3-2. After a 38-14 win over Prezo this past weekend, the MSU football Eagles are back on track. Things are looking up as the win comes off back-to-back losses for the Eagles. Junior quarterback Zach Lewis racked up his fourth 300-yard passing effort of the season. Senior fullback Desmond Cox also shined in the game, receiving his third consecutive 100-yard rushing performance. The win puts the Eagles at 2-3 of the season and 1-1 in the Pioneer Football League. MSU continues conference play this Saturday when they host Drake at 1 p.m. at Janes Stadium. And now it's time for Morehead State's NewsCenter's world-famous sports trivia. This weekend, the MSU football Eagles take on the Drake Bulldogs. What was the last meeting between the two schools? A, 2005, B, 2006, C, 2008, or D, 2009?
I'm going to have to guess. I think it might have been my freshman year, so I'm going to go with D, 2009. I think that was my freshman year.
I'm going to go with D, 2009, just to follow along with you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm going to go with my fellow anchors and say D, 2009 as well.
Actually, the answer is C, 2008.
Yeah, that would have been my freshman year. I'm counting in my head right now. So.
Rachel forgot when she was a freshman, obviously.
It's okay.
Despite both teams being in the Pioneer Football League, they haven't met since 2008, and actually Drake defeated them last 19-15 in Iowa. So I guess we'll see what happens this weekend. Hopefully the Eagles can pick up another win.
Yeah.
So I know we're really excited about that.
It'll be nice to see another win here at home, especially.
Exactly. So hopefully nice weather, and we'll be right back after a break.
When you're thirsty, are you going to depend on a crumpled old dollar? Remind yourself to always bring your Eagle card.
Hey, dude, I think you're forgetting something. Always keep beaker bucks loaded onto your Eagle card just in case. It's the fastest way to make all of your on-campus purchases.
Morehead State University's Career Service Center hosted its biannual fair. Don Young has more.
Morehead State held its annual career fair last Tuesday. The event was held in Aduc from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m.
We're excited to be hosting the career fair today. We had an excellent turnout of employers and graduate programs. We had over 70 organizations here today, and the feedback that I've gotten from the organizations has been very positive. They're impressed with the professional dress of our students, the research the students have done to know who they're talking to when they walk up to the organization. So hopefully we'll see a lot more students at our spring career fair.
This year, the career fair hosted more businesses and more students attended than any other previous year.
I came here to see what opportunities there are, both as a graduate student as well as possible job opportunities. And it was really, it seems to have more than last semester because I went to last semester's career fair as well. And it was really, really helpful. And this time around, I came from more of the grad schools, and there seemed to be three, other than the Morehead State University grad schools, there were Tennessee and Cincinnati and other stuff, and there seems to be more and three in particular that I was interested in, so that's really good.
MSU will be holding their annual spring career fair March 14th, 2012.
Louisville's Forecastle Festival has announced the dates for their 2012 event. 2012 will mark the festival's 10th anniversary and will take place July 13th through the 15th at Louisville's Waterfront Park. Forecastle has previously been named one of the top 15 festivals in the country by Outside Magazine. The festival will also be the second event since Forecastle promoters have teamed with AC Entertainment, who are responsible for organizing the festival Bonnaroo.
A recent study by the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety shows that 95% of drivers find texting and emailing while driving to be extremely dangerous. Though such a high number admit that risk, 35% of those same drivers admit to having sent or reading text while driving in the past month. There are currently 34 states and the District of Columbia who have anti-texting laws. According to the survey, 87% of those drivers support these laws.
In honor of MSU hosting the career fair this past Tuesday, NewsCenter took to the streets to ask students if they think they are well prepared for when they go off into the real world. NewsCenter's Rachel Stadelman has this week's Man on the Street.
Really prepared students to do certain things, but once you get out into the real world and you're in the actual job system, I don't know if everybody's going to be able to find a job and do what they actually plan on doing. So for somebody to really plan and think they're going to know what's going to happen, I don't think you really can.
I think so far it's prepared me for a real job, and right now I'm also looking to be a filmmaker, and I'm working towards that slowly but surely, and I don't know, we'll see what the future holds.
And I feel that college has prepared me for the real world because I'm already living out here on my own and I already have bills to pay, and I work on the television shows on campus, and it really prepares me to go out and get a real job. Sweet.
And I believe that Morehead has prepared me for anything I might have to go through throughout life. Prepared me for a job working in the audio suites and in the television studio. I've learned a lot of stuff that I did not know that even had anything to do with audio recording. So seeing as though I want to have my own record label one day, I think I'm prepared.
On behalf of Rachel Stadelman with weather and Kyle McKenzie with sports and the rest of the NewsCenter team, I'm Cecil Pergram.
And I'm Shelby Steele. Remember, next week is fall break, so we won't be airing, but we will air on the 20th. So have a great evening.